So, anyone who hasn't ever seen or heard about it, Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves is probably my favorite rendition of Robin Hood. Um, Only because it's actually the one that I grew up with. I was born in 1983. This movie came out in 1991, starring Kevin Costner and it just kind of follows the, even though it takes place in England, I think it's got kind of like that American spirit to it, rebellion, fighting the tyrant, Sheriff of Nottingham. Um, I think reviews of the time kind of gave it mediocre reviews, but that there was another Robin Hood coming out at the same time, and I'll say Robin Hood Prince of Thieves won out because people to this day still remember Robin Hood Prince of Thieves, and I don't think they remember the other one. Um, so. So I think pop culture wise, Brian Adams did Everything I Do It For You. There was like a music video I remember being on MTV at the time. It was very popular. Um, Alan Rickman was in it, and I don't think I really knew who he was back then, other than the Sheriff of Nottingham, but he's like awesome in that role. Really over the top. I don't think I realized how over the top he was, when I was a kid. But he's just like really over the top, and he went on to play in Harry Potter, and that's how everyone knows him. But so if you've seen Harry Potter, you should go back and watch Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, because you'll be able to see Alan Rickman, you know, a younger self. Um, but yeah, so I'm looking up this other Robin Hood. Let's see. Yeah, it might have just been called Robin Hood, 1991. Well, I guess that was a British film. Robin Hood. Robin Hood. Let's see. Robin Hood. I don't see any other Robin Hoods, but I could have sworn there's another Robin Hood coming out. So I saw Robin Hood 2010. I did not like that. Apparently, another Robin Hood came out in 2018, and just judging by the cover, I don't think I would like that either. It's all fiery and... Wow, yeah, that does not look good to me. I'm gonna have to see the original Robin Hood from like the 1930s, because Prince of Thieves... So growing up, so Prince of Thieves to me was very raw. The color palette was just very brown to me. When Robin Hood, my image of him in my head was like just flamboyant and green tunic, and Robin Hood Prince of Thieves, was very like I said earlier, like raw. As all the attire I thought was like a realistic rendition of medieval times. And yeah, I mean, again, Rotten Tomatoes gives Robin Hood Prince of Thieves a 51%, but it's definitely, for me, it's the 90 to 100% range. I actually watched it over again with my daughter pretty recently, and kind of had it on in the background because I've seen it a million times over. And the music is good. The scenery is good. Looking at it now, on HD quality versus like VHS back in the day. I'm able to see, how they did some of the sets. They definitely used, background paintings and, for some of the scenes. And, I think they shot a lot of it on site in England. And, one criticism I read way back in the day of Kevin Costner is, he kind of starts off kind of trying to do kind of like a British accent. Then he just kind of drops it, so his acting was a little inconsistent. But I mean, whatever. To me, I think he starts, other than the opening scene, I think he starts the movie off kind of very boyish, and he kind of gets more serious over time. Um, but yeah, I see that that compare and contrast of social civilized life and kind of like the more rugged woods life. You know, even at the end of the movie, you see Maid Marion, the sheriff in Nottingham. She's kind of in this like empress type, get up. Very stuffy, um, socialite type of wardrobe. And then at the end, when she's marrying Robin Hood, she's more natural. Just got a more woodsy, feel to her. Um, I don't know what the term I'm looking for is, but she's just more one with nature. It's watch the movie and you'll see what I mean. It's just compare and contrast it. It's just I see that in reality. City life versus uh, the rural area. It's just socialites versus the woodsy types, I guess. There's just a lot of American ties. So it's a British myth, but I think Prince of Thieves is very much Americanized. Along the lines of Braveheart, The Patriot. Um, all those movies, which I love, by the way. So yeah, in my book, it's a 9 to 10. Some people would give it a 5, but I think it depends on who you are. For me, it's required watching, and I'm curious what other people think about it. I'm getting older now, so there are definitely probably people there that have not heard of it, and if you haven't heard of it, give it a shot. I think it's probably one of the most naturalistic approaches to Robin Hood. Um, Again, it's a little more raw and rugged to me, and the cinematography is very naturalistic to me. It's not over the top. They don't use any CGI. I don't think CGI was really a thing back then. So, the 2010 Robin Hood, and I'm presuming the 2018. I didn't even know there was 2018 Robin Hood. But these all look like digital to me, color corrected, just ugly. Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, it's organic, natural, focus on the woods. The cinematography was like beautiful. Sherwood Forest with the running river. It's just, the cinematography was awesome. So definitely check it out if you haven't. Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.